Am I the butthole for refusing to financially support my in-laws until they show me some respect? Throwaway account. I, 32 male, have been with my wife, 28 female, for 6 years and we have 3 children, 6 male, 4 male, 2 male. I have a speech impediment, it's nothing too serious, I don't stutter or anything like that, and people are definitely able to understand what I say. Since people suck, I was ridiculed because of it for basically my entire childhood by almost everyone, including my parents, I knew. Of course, people still laugh at and ridicule me for my disability, but since I have gained confidence as I matured, I am less tolerant of it, one of the reasons I cut contact with my parents, and stand up for myself a lot more. My in-laws, like most people, enjoy making fun of and ridiculing me for the way I sound. I have of course told them I am not comfortable with it, but they still do it. Eventually, I just started ignoring them or leaving the room whenever they do it. Recently my dog, which I had for 5 years, passed away, so it's been a hard past few weeks for me and I haven't had the best temper this week. Yesterday morning my wife's parents came to my house to see our child, they were still sleeping when this happened. While we were having breakfast they asked me if I could lend them some money since they have been having a difficult year, obvious reasons why. And literally 30 seconds after they asked for money, my in-laws made a joke about my voice. At this point was at a loss for words and simply told them to F off and to learn some respect if they want money. All day my wife has been begging me to reconsider, saying that what they said was just a harmless joke and that she is sorry if it offended me. Am I the butthole? Not the butthole. What they said was just a harmless joke and yet it sure seems to have harmed their chances for getting a free loan. For their harmless joke they can be harmless broke. For their harmless joke they can be harmless broke, for being mean to our bloke, and his disability they'd like to poke. NTA. Also couldn't resist adding to the awesome rhyme. For fun they poke, at our favorite bloke, they must be on coke or peculiar folk, or suffered a stroke? The entitlement makes me want to choke, can't wait till this attitude can finally croak, they've been forced to revoke their harmless joke that's left them broke. Have a bubble bath soak, and maybe a toke, NTA. Never truer words spoke. Simply lovely rhyme. I'm just here because a platinum has been given every other comment and, well, here goes nothing. Yup, name checks out perfectly. You have used the sacred word, yup. You have summoned me mortal. Shut up and take my poor man's award, trophy, smiley face. I rapped that in Eminem's voice in my head. Not the butthole, by the way. This made me literally lol. And then I had to go back and read it in Eminem's voice, because, yes. I had to go back and reread it Eminem style, and it's awesome. No more rhyming now. I mean it. I like this one. Another. Not the butthole, and your wife? She's not sorry. Sorry if you were offended is not an apology, it's a backhanded slap to the face. Especially with her harmless joke defense. Would it be so harmless if it was one of your kids? Or something she's insecure about? No. Because it's not funny, it's bullying under the pretense of humor. Being rude about your reaction is doubling down on the bullying, cause now they're saying that you don't have a sense of humor, and you are the problem here. Even though you are the one being relentlessly picked on, and have multiple times asked them to stop. You guys should be a team, but looks like you are flying solo. It's disrespectful, and downright mean of her and her parents, and yours too. Right. Try making a harmless joke about her weight. Doesn't matter what size she is, I'm 100% positive she'd lose her crap. Hey honey, that outfit makes your butt look huge. What, why are you mad? It was just a harmless joke, like the 5 million times your parents have mocked my speech? You said that was okay, so you can't be offended now. Some people would find a huge as a compliment. Absolutely. Plus, you say you've been sticking up for yourself for years. So your in-laws and your wife should know that you don't like this. This right here. You are NTA. Your in-laws are massive awe for making fun of you. And your wife is also an awe for allowing it. She should be backing you up. Oh, absolutely. If it were me, I'd be telling my parents, since apparently you didn't understand the 15 million previous times he told you, maybe now that there's money lost, you'll get it. I don't want to hear from you again until you're ready to give him a sincere apology. And I'm sorry you were offended isn't an apology. If you can't do that, then I guess we won't be speaking anymore. Op's wife is just as bad as her parents. Funny how it's okay to ridicule a hem gently rib Op, then hit them up for money. Looks like the joke is on you, in-laws. Exactly, it's the if that's in that sentence. She knows that he was offended and she chucked that in there. Sorry for you living with such intolerable people. Not the butthole. Exactly. I'm sorry if you were offended is not even close to an apology. A true apology reflects the behavior of the person apologizing, not the reaction of the person being apologized to. Apologies are I statements. The word you does not belong in a genuine apology. For example, I am sorry for the way I didn't stand up to my parents when they said those things. I know that it wasn't funny or a joke, and my lack of action was as bad as saying those words myself. I am sorry for making you feel ridiculed, and will support you from here forward. That would have been such a perfect timing to stutter out broke. Well, now you can be BB broke. Not the butthole, the biggest butthole here is your wife. She agrees with her parents when they mock you, who the hell does that? And then she tries to downplay their bullying by saying it's a joke. Either you stand up for yourself and tell her she has your back and they aren't allowed over until they apologize and stop, or rethink this marriage. Without respect, you have nothing. I think therapy would help you figure out why you've allowed this so long. Edit. Thank you kind Reddit people for the nice awards. Right? And sorry if it offended you is not even an apology, let alone a second-hand one. She rocked the definition of a non-apology, shamelessly. How can she not understand that people ridiculing her own husband for something he has no control over is extremely hurtful? Not the butthole Op. I'd like to add that it doesn't matter if they didn't find it hurtful, or if she didn't see it as harmful. It wasn't directed at either of them. The person who the joke is about gets to decide if it's hurtful, and if it is, then it isn't a joke, it's a damned insult. Yay, that if qualifier is all kinds of wrong and completely disregards and disrespects Op's feelings. If you're getting your jollies from making somebody else feel badly about themselves, you're not joking, you're a bully. Here's a clue for anyone who thinks things are a joke. If you did this at work, could you be fired or written up for it? If I made fun of a coworker for a handicap, I'd be out on my ass in a second. The wife putting up harmless joke excuse could be written up, demoted or fired. The acceptance of such behavior by a company could be grounds for a lawsuit. Explain that to your wife, and see what she says. Is this common for her to do? Perhaps she is scared for her parents, and wants to avoid a dire situation. Thus, she downplayed their rude comment. My concern would be if they stand to lose their home through foreclosure and they might be forced to live with you, if there's no other siblings. Sounds like there's not. I love this comment. The in-laws suck. The wife sucks so much harder. She sucks fill in the blank for the money. Same with the in-laws. I want to also piggyback on this, you need to have a talk with your wife. The fact that she thinks these jokes are harmless is gross. Not the butthole but your wife and in-laws definitely are. Yeah, he needs to sit down with his wife and have a serious conversation, and or go to couples counseling. She obviously doesn't understand how much this boundary matters to him, or she just doesn't take it seriously. Either one would be absolutely shocking to me. She has 3 children with him. He cut off his own parents, it's so hurtful to him. Really makes it hard to believe she cares. I can't believe she'd try to apologize for them, and even worse it's a fake apology that blames original poster for being hurt. She isn't sorry for their actions, she's sorry he didn't like it. Hell, he didn't outright refuse to give them money. He said until they learn respect. Her begging him for money sure sounds like she doesn't think that'll ever happen. The least they could do is come give a genuine apology. That'd be a start. I know you cut all contact with your parents over this issue, but it's not something you really care about, is it? What kind of wife or husband would not be offended for their spouse who's being made fun of by anyone, her parents or any other people, and not only not defend the spouse but actually try to explain it away when it's hurt them? Op's wife is either afraid of her parents or just missing a big part of what marriage means, loving your spouse enough to stand up and protect them from insults. She married Op. Does she secretly think his speech problem is weird/funny and that he's inferior because of it? Op, you have to sit wife down and make it absolutely clear you're tired of being insulted by anyone, including her parents, and you expect her to show she loves you and your speech problem. If she doesn't, then you two have a marital problem that needs fixing. Op is NTA, but wife and her parents are. Asking for a loan and then ridiculing the person you asked the loan from? That's stupid, cruel, and creepy. This. Very concerned that your wife thinks it's okay. Are you sure you're okay with staying in this situation? She sucks partially because her parents raised her to believe that kind of behavior is okay. So I don't know if she's the biggest. But she's definitely in butthole. Edit, agree, not the butthole. No. She sucks the most, because she's supposed to be his partner in life, the one who's always got his back. I'm sure he's told her how much the ridicule has hurt him over the years, and yet from what he said I'm assuming she's never tried to stop her own parents from contributing. That's majorly effed up. Not the butthole Op. This. Right here. I would be livid if someone made fun of my spouse. She's supposed to be your biggest supporter. What the actual hell? Not the butthole. As I've read 1,000 tomes on this site, it's only a joke if both people find it funny. Op's in-laws, and wife who hasn't put her foot down with her family, are big, huge, rude, unkind buttholes. Not the butthole. Exactly. If you're really close with someone and have a mutually established rapport that includes making fun of each other like that, then it's a harmless joke. Any other situation and it's bullying or abuse. Especially if there is an uneven power dynamic at play. It's a joke is just a cop-out for mean people who are too weak to own up to it. Not the butthole, but your wife is the biggest butthole here for allowing her family to treat you this way. This. Why is the wife allowing her family to talk to him like that? See what happens to my family if they try that. Sparta kicked them out of my house. Op's wife agrees with them, that's why. Notice she said sorry if it offended original poster, she's laying the offense at Op's door, otherwise she'd say sorry it was offensive. 100%, correct. Unfortunately for original poster his wife has him by the short hairs with 3 small children. It sounds like a lovely marriage with all the foundations for longevity. From the sounds of it he could support them on his own, it sounds like she's a full-time mom. If he can't fix it, most therapists would suggest that divorcing is actually better for the kids. Otherwise they'll mimic their parents' relationship subconsciously when they grow up, being doormats or disrespecting their wives. Leaving teaches them not to put up with a bad relationship. Harmless jokes are meant to make both parties laugh. Original poster has been dealing with this for his life and told them, hey, I am not comfortable with you making fun of me, please stop, but they decided to not listen. It's their own damn fault they're not getting a penny from him. Not the butthole. Not the butthole, seriously, they're begging for money and insulting you within the same conversation. I'm glad you came down on them. Make sure there's no mistaking what their error was. What is going on with your wife? This isn't harmless if it's been the one taunt that you've had to fend off your entire life and even go no contact with your own parents over. She shouldn't diminish the insult, and it's so childish to make fun of someone's speech impediment. Grown adults mocking you at all is bizarre, and to do it while trying to convince you to lend them money? Well, now you can taunt them for being stupid. By not defending her husband, she is also teaching her children that it's okay that their grandparents taunt their father for his disability. WTF. If it's a harmless, then why is original poster feeling harmed? Op is definitely not the butthole for refusing to give money to people who continue to mock him, but his wife is being the butthole for not supporting him, shutting down her parents' jokes a long time ago, and expecting him to play nice with them now. Which they never would have paid back. Not the butthole. I would let your wife know and tell them that just because they're her family they have to learn to respect your own family. You already told them multiple times that making that joke doesn't sit well with you or making jokes about your speech impediment. I think you had a complete right to cut them off. Some people don't learn respect until something is taken away. How would they like it if you would make fun of them for their money problems? That's not something that people do. Especially when someone tells you not to make fun of something that they can't control is really disrespectful. And just because it's your wife's family, she has to also realize that you guys have your own family unit and they are disrespecting that. I'm sorry you had to go through that. NTA. Donate however much they asked for to a charity that helps kids with speech issues, since they're so bothered by them. Oh, I like this situation as long original poster could afford it. Sounds like he's good for money, since the only reason he said no is because they're jerks, and they must have had the idea that he's got money, since they asked. Bearing in mind a loan gets repaid. A loan from a bank does. Family loans can be questionable. Do it in their name as well. No, he shouldn't give them the credit of it being in their names, he should donate it under his own name. That's a big FU, but wouldn't it be possible for them to claim it on taxes? If their income is so hurting that they need to borrow money, they probably won't owe enough in taxes to claim it. Plus, most people don't make enough money to make itemizing your taxes worthwhile, since the Trump tax cut. At least for this year. God, that crap effed over a lot of people working construction. We normally have to travel all over for work, and now that we can't deduct mileage, hotel, food, and stuff, it sucks. But that's the hand you're dealt. Doubling the tax credit helped. I'm still losing money, but not as much as I thought I would have before it started. I'm fairly certain that the person who made the donation receives the tax benefit even if it's technically in someone else's name, but like I said, only fairly certain. Bumping this so that it catches Op's eye. I love this idea. Original poster shouldn't have to put up with their abuse. Not the butthole. Your in-laws suck for this. And your wife also sucks. Why is she defending them? Why does she allow this behavior to continue? She should be standing up to you, not defend the people who insult you. How can you deal with this, Op? You have to have some patience. Just reading this makes me mad. Your wife has the audacity to defend your in-laws on their bullcrap. How can you deal with this, Op? You have to have some patience. I have been laughed at and mocked my entire life by most people I have met, so I am usually able to deal with their behavior. But for your wife to be so dismissive and make excuses for her parents, no. You need to address this with your wife. If you cut your own parents off for this, then her parents definitely don't get a pass either. Not the butthole. Yes, original poster, you need to tell your wife this. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to be the first to know about Red Rabbit Reader's new videos. If you like our videos, please like them on YouTube and share them with your friends. We welcome your comments below. Press to start another of our videos.